I felt nothing. It was a numbness that had taken over my life. My life was spiraling out of control. And the person that I was before the shooting was no longer. My name is Darla Christensen, and pickleball saved my life. One day my husband came home and he said, hey, I got transferred. And I'm like, oh, all right, where are we going? And he's like, Las Vegas. I was like, what? I couldn't even imagine myself moving to Vegas. And when we got here, it was blazing hot. I was not thrilled with Vegas. I started working security, my first big event, the Route 91 Harvest Festival. Big event that's been going on for a long time here in Las Vegas, and I was pretty excited about it. We got down to Sunday, which is the last day of the event, and there were 22,000 people there to watch the concert. We had about an hour left. I heard two shots that sounded like fireworks going off. I looked to my left, and as I did, I saw two small puffs of smoke going up. Within 3 seconds, I heard the voice say, active shooter, take action. Most people didn't know what was going on. They were sort of stunned, and I just started yelling at people, let's go, come on, follow me. Suddenly I started hearing screams, people just screaming, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And at that point, I started worrying about my sons. Both my sons were working that night. One was stage right and one was stage left. Over the radio, what I was hearing, body down stage right, body down stage left. And that's alarming. That's where they're standing. That's where they're positioned. And they're helping people. Each time I would go in, someone would scream, help me. We're trying to get ambulances there. So I had just brought someone out to triage and turned to run back in. I didn't make it in about 25 feet. I see my son, Ryan. Ryan and I just rushed at each other and just hugged each other. There's bullets flying all around us. We just hugged each other. We just helped each other. And I'm just so relieved. He looked at me and he said, Mom, I can't do this. And I said, that's okay. Go to safety. You go back to our building. And he said, I need a mom. You need to come with me. And I said, I can't leave here without your brother. So I'm gonna stay, find your brother, we'll meet you there. You go to safety.
Keep your head down.
At that point, I then turned my attention back to trying to find my son and number two, rescuing anyone that I found as I went through that process.
Run, don't fall.
A friend of mine named Cheryl worked in dispatch that evening, and I said, Cheryl, I can't find my son. We can't find Royce anywhere. I've been looking for him. I'm sorry, I'm being selfish. You've been coming on the radio with us, but I was just hoping maybe you had seen him. And Cheryl said, it's just mass chaos. It's mass chaos out there right now. And so she said, no, but we'll let you know. So I just went back to rescuing people.
Go. That way.
My husband finally called me and said that Royce had borrowed a phone from someone and that he was okay. He had been behind Jason Aldean's tour bus during the shooting and had survived. While he was hunkered down, he could feel the shards from the bullets hitting the stage. So it was holes in everything. We're just so amazed that all three of us had made it out. We finally went home at about 3:30 in the morning. We couldn't go to sleep. None of us could sleep. From there, if you've ever gone through an experience that's pretty rough like this one, you just don't want to leave your house. PTSD snuck in on us really fast. And so as we went through this recovery period, we were doing it on our own. In the end, it ended up being over 750 people injured, over 450 people shot. 58 was the count of people who were killed that night. I worked from home. When I wasn't working, we just cried. We just cried nonstop. The tragedy of human life that was so horribly removed from the earth for no reason, just so stupid. And what we had seen, the number of people injured and shot and killed was a lot. It's just a lot to see. And so at that time, you're just sad. Just incredibly sad. I just felt nothing. I had lost all ability to feel anything. I felt nothing. It was a numbness that had taken over my life. My life was spiraling out of control. And the person that I was before the shooting was no longer. I had a little dog, a mini schnauzer named Wyatt, who was there for me, never left my side. He was there with me every day. He rode in the car with me if I left the house. Me caring for him is what helped lift myself out of what I was going through. We had some painters come over to paint the trim here at the house, and I realized that my dog was gone. I was like crying, sobbing, trying to find my dog and searching the neighborhood. And finally I checked my phone and there was a text message that said, "Hey, we have your dog. Here's our address. Come get your dog." And it was actually across the street from our house. As I was getting ready to leave the house, they said, "Hey, do you play pickleball?" I was like, "No." "Why don't you come down for a lesson?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, sure, we will, yeah." No intent, because it just sounded crazy to me, the whole thing. So finally, the peer pressure got to me, and my husband and I decided to go down and take a lesson. I fell in love with the sport right away. And so then it was, when can I play pickleball next? At that time, it was a tough sport to break into here in Vegas. I started a group called Pickleball New Dinkers of Las Vegas that very day, hoping to find 16 people to play with. That's been 2.5 years now. We have almost 6,000 people in my group, and we do a call out and tons of people show up. I went from this horrible time to just so happy with some of the best friends ever. I really credit it to kind of saving my life. When I stepped on the pickleball court, all of the weight, this enormous, huge weight of this tragedy that I had gone through just slipped away and just dropped right off of me. At this point, I love Las Vegas. I love that it's such a great destination city. And for pickleball, you can't go wrong here. It's really the place I want to be. I'm really happy here.
We're the producers of Vegas All In. We're a nonprofit organization here at Vegas PBS. Like and subscribe to support programming like this. Hit that like button.